guys, what's up? It's GVKcollectibles, and you know what day it is? It is Monday, of course, and it's also, at least the time of the video, and it's Easter. I hope you guys had a great Easter, because this is going to be clearly uploaded on Monday, of course, but you know what it is? It's Mythical Mountain Monday, and so, recently, I've been looking at kind of changing the show's format a little, as you guys know. I'm actually going to be talking about comics that I actually read for the week and which ones I recommend. So this one's actually going to be a little bit interesting because this is my poll. Only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only got 5 books, plus a good recommendation on one of them. But I will show you some other cool stuff because me and my brother, Jack's Pop Guy, we went to Gotham City Limits. Gotham City Limits is also another comic book shop here in Jacksonville. Really, really cool. Guy who runs it, Ben, really awesome person, really, really great. I love both Mythical and these two shops. They're some of the best, I think. But I was able to get some of these, so let me show you what I got, because this is what I was primarily looking for. I'll also show you what I also got from Mythical. So I did get the Jen Bartel variant for the History of Women Month. Black Cat, which is just phenomenal. Like, these covers have been phenomenal, and I actually wanted to get the other ones. There was actually a few others that came out. I think there was a Ghost Rider one and a X-Men one. Unfortunately, I didn't get. Well, X-Men was on my poll. I wasn't able to get the X-Men at Mythical, but luckily Ben had all the variants that they had, and these are beautiful. So you got for the first one, you got Patsy Walker. Sorry, I don't know why I said Patsy. Patsy Walker from Hellcat. She was, for those of you who know, she was in the Jessica Jones. So she's actually one of probably Marvel's oldest characters right now within continuity. Really, really beautifully done. Also got, as I said, the Black Cat variant, which is probably one of my favorites. I think I love both those. I also had Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, which is really beautiful, really well done. Jen Bartel is a awesome writer. I actually think, I don't know if she's a writer, but she's an awesome comic book, awesome writer. Not writer, God. She's an awesome artist. There we go, sorry. There's the X-Men one, which is just beautiful. Like, the Emma Frost is just beautiful. So I've got She-Hulk, which looks awesome too. Really, really cool. And also, Shuri from, I think last week too, which you all know. Cindy Moon, aka Silk, which looks beautiful, and Kashala, I believe. I will put the pronunciation of the name, of course. Don't want to get that wrong. But this cover is very beautiful, very well done. Once again, I was really happy that Ben was able to have all those variants there. I was really, really happy. Also got a few cool other things too. Another one I got was this. This is cool. It is the Batgirl omnibus this is actually the beginning of the New 52. This is the entire Gail Simone run, all the way, I think, from Batman 1 to, Batgirl number 1 for the New 52, all the way to 35. 35 is when the new creative team took up. So, yeah, it's really, really cool. Really big omnibus, too, and it looks very beautiful. I like Gail Simone as a writer. She does really, really great stuff. I haven't gotten through the Plague Queen of Red Sonja yet, but the writing on it is absolutely great, I think. And the art is also killer, too. Art's also killer on this, too, on the Batgirl stuff. But yeah, there's some cool things. I'll give a shout out to Ben. We also saw me and Jack's Pop Guy. We got to see the Rue Crew, who gave us a shout out, luckily, and that's on their YouTube channel. So it was really, really cool meeting them in person for the first time, which was really awesome. So, and I also got a few other things, but I want to try to keep these videos a little shorter than normal. So let's see if we get done with the comics. So basically, I kind of have my range of what I want to do. Since I only have 4 comics, really 4 that I've only read this week that were on my poll and ones that I got. Let's just start off with Vengeance of Vampirella, because it is fresh in my mind, and also, much like also at Gotham City, I did get this awesome looking Vampirella variant, which looks beautiful, as I said, usually the variants for those covers are really good. So Vampirella number 16, it was actually cool. So they are now devising a plan to basically take Nyx out. Nyx has been battling an infection essentially since fighting the the angel, of course, in the last few issues, and now one of the little toadies, one of her servants, has basically betrayed her and telling Vampirella and everybody that she is weakened. So basically they are preparing kind of like for a war for the next issue. They're setting up for the next issue, which is really, really cool. Although she is, at the end of this issue, we kind of realize she's fully back to her full strength, which is going to be really hard, and there's going to be a hard uphill battle. But it's really, really cool, really fun writing. It's really much a setup for the next issue in the series, which I think is going to be really, really fun. This series has been nothing but phenomenal. I think I really love this series. It's been a really great, really fun series to read, and also there is a, it also shows that there was I think it was Azara, I believe is his name. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but let me check it real quick, just so you guys know. It is, I think it is the vampire lord who actually, Lord Mazarin, I believe, took up the armor, this armor, which was a gift from the and he essentially becoming controlled by the armor, essentially. And it's kind of, he doesn't have his own free will, which is really, really crazy, and it's going to kind of throw a monkey wrench into Vampirella and everybody's plan, which is going to be very, very interesting to see. But the art is really, really good. I really love the art in this book. The writing is really fun and really cool. And we also get a human character who we have been seeing throughout the whole book. She really made her first appearance. Ginny, she's actually, looks like she may be actually coming to be a main fixture within the book, a main character. Hopefully she'll meet up with Vampirella soon, and she's kind of surviving on her own since her grandmother and everybody who was kept safe have died because of the Lord Mazera in the armor, which, once again, he can't control. I will once again put the name of the correct pronunciation of that character's name, because I know I'm butchering it. But yeah, it was a fun issue, really, really good. I love the art in this book. It's really, really fun, and a really fun story so far. So yeah, that's Vampirella number 16. Then the next one. So this, I'm actually going to talk about this. This is actually very, very interesting. So it is Avengers: Curse of the Swamp Thing. So this is, I guess, a mini event that's going on currently right now in Marvel, because really the main event, the main big event going on right now is King of Black, of course, with Donny Cates and everybody, having to do with Null, Venom, and like Void, like all that kind of crazy stuff. But this is actually cool because it kind of actually retells Man-Thing, I should say. I think I said Swamp Thing to begin with, and I apologize because they're very, very similar characters. Usually Marvel does that, but I think Man-Thing actually came first before. So basically what we learned there is this Harriet, who is like this superpower, like kind of a superpowered being. I'm not completely sure her backstory. Once again, I went into this book completely blind, but basically what she wants to do is kind of wreak havoc on the world and return like the world back to its natural state of like what is it? Like with plants and everything. She's a very plant-based character, and they actually deal with the spinsters, who were actually, I think, in issue 4, I believe, of Hickman's X-Men. So it was really cool kind of see them show up in here because I knew the characters. And basically, what we learn about Man-Thing is kind of stripped. Like he's essentially killed, and his corpse is used to like give this like kind of plant life that start popping up everywhere, and they pop up primarily in like New York, Brooklyn, Sydney, Wakanda, of course, because Black Panther is a big fixture of the book, and you get to see a lot of the Avengers work together. You get to see She-Hulk, which I guess she's just going by Hulk now. Then you got Thor, Blade, which is very unique and different. Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Ghost Rider, and Captain America working on the team. But basically, what happens at a point, Captain America is actually taken by the plants, essentially, and kept alive, and teleported to like this kind of not astral plane, but this kind of like unique world, if that makes any sense, where it's basically Swamp Thing's domain, not Swamp Thing, Man-Thing's domain, and he comes across some other people who've taken the Captain America mantle, and they're trying to kill him, essentially. But then what we learn is the Doctor, who actually became Man-Thing, very similar to like in Swamp Thing, like starts to talk about what he was doing, and essentially what Man-Thing was. He was a product, a lot of things, like a lot of things within Marvel. The scientist who was working on it, Dr. Ted Salad, who is Celius, I believe is his name, who is the Man-Thing, who he becomes Man-Thing. Basically what we're learning is that he was kind of trying to replicate the super soldier serum, which is a very popular thing that they did. You get a lot of cool things that divulge from that, like you get Weapons Plus, you get Isaiah Bradley, of course, and the Swamp Man-Thing is one of those things. So basically what we actually learn in the comic is that the Doctor, it was always thought that the Doctor had created the serum that created Man-Thing, essentially. But we learn at the end of the comic that, in fact, he didn't create it. He doesn't even know. It's not even his original formula. So it is going to be very interesting going forward into the series. Seeing this, I think this is just currently right now, it is just a one-shot. Then it goes into other series, so I'll have to be a lookout. But yeah, it was really fun, really different, really unique. Tony actually recommended it on the Mythical Mountain, what was it? He started to actually do recommendations for Wednesday, and I thought it was pretty cool. I'm real done. The next one is going to be, the Curse of Man-Thing is going to be Amazing Spider-Man tie-in, so that's going to be very interesting to see. But basically, very, very fun book, I thought. Very fun, very unique, very different in comparison, I think, to my normal stuff that I've seen from them. So, yeah, before I continue talking about the comics, of course, camera's about to cut out, so I will be right back real quick. And I'm back, and as always, with Swap Avengers Curse of Man-Thing, I will put the whole creative team who wrote it, who was the artist and the colorist, on clearly in the description, not description, but in the like little captions down below, just so you know who's working on the book. I would definitely check it out too. So my next book, I guess these are gonna be my like kind of top picks because I know there's only 3 comics left, and these ones I had, I think, pretty fun on. So the first one is Batman Catwoman from Tom King, Clayman, and Tomiyu. I can't get his name right, I'm so sorry. But basically what we're learning, this series has been kind of interesting for me because I never really got into Tom King's run of Batman. That was a point where I was moving, so I never really got a chance to read it. But this is basically a continuation of his own story, and it's essentially what we're kind of learning about, because the issue, like, very much like I feel like Christopher Priest, who he jumps around from different time periods, like different times and stuff, like it'll go from the past and the present, the future, that kind of stuff. That book kind of does that here, where like you get some there's some parts in the past, like mainly the present, then you get the future, with like Helena Wayne as Batwoman. And she's kind of like going around figuring out, because we learn that the Joker and Catwoman have some kind of relationship. We don't know exactly what that kind of relationship is. It's kind of a little interesting, and basically Helena Wayne is trying to figure out what the hell's going on, essentially. Then we cut to the other story where it has, like, at a point, Selena Kyle's taken prisoner by Phantasm. Audrey, clearly from that character, is lifted from Mask of the Phantasm, which is really, really cool. Let me show you guys. The art in the book, Clay Mann does a really, really good job. At first, I think I've learned to like the Batwoman design. Helena Wayne's Batwoman design. I wasn't too sure at first. It's kind of a cool, unique mixture of... let me see if I can find it. I'll show you. There's a pretty good shot of it in this book, real quick, if I can find it. Jesus. Yeah, like right there. Like, it's a unique looking bat costume for sure. Like, it has elements mixed in with everything. It's kind of got the Catwoman, like, just no cape at all, but you got the kind of armored kind of look up top, and the cowl is clearly, like, a reference clearly to, like, Batman's first appearance in Detective Comics 27, which is really, really cool. But basically, she's trying to figure out what Joker's relationship is with her mom, because she and Helena, her and Selena are living in Wayne Manor. Bruce has passed. We don't know why, which could be revealed early, but we're learning, and there's points it cuts back to where Selena is actually held captive by the Phantasm Audrey, and she's kind of wanting to get revenge on the Joker who killed her son, which is very, very interesting. But we also have her, because after a while there's a point where Helena Wayne actually interrogates the Penguin. Slate Kyle then shows up a little after and basically kills Penguin. That's essentially it is. I should say there are spoilers in this too. I should have said so, but I'll put an annotation up top to say, hey, spoilers are incoming, so if you don't want to get ruined. So it's very, very interesting and very different. She's trying to keep essentially there. I feel like her con in the long game is that she wants to be the head of Gotham, essentially. And that is a very Catwoman thing to do. So it's very interesting, and her daughter's on that track. So it's going to be very interesting to see these two come into conflict with one another. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. And also, we learned that the Joker had hit a bomb under the ice rink where there was a lot of people, so basically they had to break up this gala. But it's, Batman kind of then realizes that the Joker, like, there's something going on with Catwoman and the Joker. They have, like, this kind of weird relationship that I don't know if I like or not necessarily, but, like, with this it works because it's kind of, I assume this is out of continuity. I don't think this is a part of the main continuity. It's kind of just Tom King's own little story that he's doing, which is very, very interesting. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this series. It's very, very unique, very fun. If you do like Tom King's writing, dude's clearly good at what he does. I think he's a really, really good writer. And I actually read the first issue of his Rebirth series, like his very first issue on the Batman run, like back in the day, and that issue was absolutely phenomenal because it was just Batman trying to save the city. Essentially, it was really, really cool. But yeah, if you do like this, and it's actually really, like, it's cool because it feels like it's a neo-noir kind of story in telling. It's very much like Detective Comics, of where it is a detective story too, which I think is really, really cool. It's set during kind of just, it all has this kind of like Christmas motif, which is very, very interesting too, which I really, like, I love. It's actually pretty fun. Like, I wasn't too sure about this series at first, but, like, now getting closer into it and on closer inspection, I actually really like this series, and I'm very excited for the next issue of this. I wasn't too sure. I just continuously read it just because, but so far the series has been very unique and very interesting, I should say. So, yeah, that is my, so, Batman Catwoman is my number 3 recommendation, I guess you could say. So, my next recommendation, my number 2, is X-Men. X-Men from Jonathan Hickman. His whole run on X-Men currently right now, and his whole initiative with the X-Men, the Power of X, the House of X stuff, has been great. I've been loving really all the X books so far. There's a few that I haven't read. I don't read Marauders, even though I heard that one's really good. And I also don't read Cable, even though that's getting canceled, but Cable's going to show up in Sword anyway. But I actually really love young Cable. He's actually really fun. So basically what this is, it's a continuation of the last issue of where we pick up with Laura Kinney, aka Wolverine, Darwin, and Sink. Basically, very hard. These guys are very hard to kill. They're basically infiltrating the Children of the Vault, which are like these highly evolved, dangerous superpower group, basically to try to take out mutants. And they're kind of figuring out, like, what the hell's going on in the vault, essentially. And it's really, really cool. It's all, like, all the dialogue, there really isn't too much dialogue. It's a lot of, not like a dialogue in the book, but there's a lot, it focuses on, the narration is focused on, it's from the point of view of Darwin, for those of you who don't know, his mutant power is essentially that he can survive and adapt to anything. So, if you know, he's also the guy who got killed in X-Men First Class, if you thought it was complete bullshit, and a lot of people thought it was complete garbage that he died, because he's able to survive anything, so he would have been able to evolve. So, I don't know why, but Darwin is a really, really cool character. And you kind of get to see them go throughout, and it's like the vault is a little different. Like its time is different comparative to like our time. So like, well, even only like maybe like a few months, I think, or a few weeks at a time. Like maybe 2 weeks go on. Will be years in the vault, which is very interesting. And they're trying to just figure out what the hell is going on with the vault. And it's really, really cool. And Darwin was able to get out of the vault, and he had his memories, but unfortunately, and he actually kind of fell in love with Laura Kinney. He fell in love with Wolverine, and at the point, she kind of just doesn't remember after that point, which is sad, because he has all this kind of knowledge, like the whole experience, which is very interesting and sad. But yeah, it's just a beautiful issue. I'm glad, like, we're probably going to see Wolverine, aka Laura Kinney, I'm just gonna call her Laura for short, because there are two Wolverines, technically Logan and her. They both are Wolverine, which is okay. But it's pretty, like, it's just a fun book. Like, Hickman's run so far, it's been really fun. And it's kind of what I thought. A lot of people say with Hickman, he sets up a lot of stuff, but he usually eventually comes back to all that kind of stuff, which is really, really good. And I think it's really just a fun book. The art on it is killer. And it's just fun dialogue. It's not too much of a big talky book, and I also love kind of like what we learn, like this is like the entrance of the vault, and you get these pages every once in a while to basically kind of, it's like a timeline of what happened in the vault, because time is just so different within the vault, which is really, really interesting. But yeah, X-Men number 19, very cool. My second recommendation, I really love the book. It's so fun, and yeah, definitely pick it up. So, that leaves you guys with my number one recommendation. Jesus, I sound like a radio person, but I think you guys saw this coming. I've been saying nothing but great, amazing things about this book, and of course, it is Department of Truth, issue number 7. This series is just phenomenal. James Tynion, like, kills it, man. He is doing so many great things. I'm excited about his new book that's coming out. It's a DC horror book. I think it's going to be they're going to release it under the Black Label. I'm excited because the dude is such a good writer. Like, he's so awesome. But what we kind of learn is, like the previous issue was kind of Oswald learning, like, about this kind of organization that kind of is basically him kind of getting initiated into the Department of Truth, and then we learn about Doc Haynes, essentially, who we kind of learn of, like, how he got into the Department of Truth. And we kind of learn, and it's actually cool because it's funny to see this. They talk about flying saucers and everything, like, kind of that kind of conspiracy theories, and like, it's really, really cool because it actually tackles stuff that I actually learned recently about the Men in Black. Now, I'm not talking about Will Smith Men in Black at all. This is actually a very kind of weird kind of conspiracy theory, I guess, because mainly this whole book is about conspiracy theories and about, like, how like, if people start believing them more, that's the truth. But basically what the Men in Black are these kind of, like, humanoid-looking people. You're not exactly sure if they're human or not. They're definitely not human. They look human, but there's just something very uncanny about them. And basically, it goes through kind of these encounters with the Men in Black. I actually was kind of sad they didn't talk about, although this is probably before, this is way before Point Pleasant, which apparently there were sightings of Men in Black. And basically, talking about the flying saucers and everything, and essentially they kind of want to cover up the Men in Black. What they do is they kind of cover up flying saucer appearance, and basically Doc Hayes is talking with the director of the Department of Truth at the time, not Oswald, and explaining what the hell's going on. Then, at the point he gets home, but then he is visited by... Sorry about that, guys, the camera cut out, I know, but he actually is visited by, as I was saying, Doc Haynes actually heads home. He's actually called by one of the Men in Black, and one of them actually shows up in his house and is getting kind of, like, the headaches and everything that come with it. And it's also kind of figuring out that it's the Red Lady who has been a very main fixture of the book. So it's very much that organization of telling the truth. And basically what this is like just Oswald and him kind of getting acquainted. This is very much like the whole origin of the main players of the Department of Truth, which is very, very interesting. And the art style they go with, I love the art style. I will put the artist. The artist is Tyler Boss. I think he actually may have done the previous issue, but I really love the art because it looks like kind of like a classic kind of pulp-looking comic book from the 50s, which I really, really love, as opposed to kind of the more grungy style of, like, the issues set in the present, which I think is really, really cool and really unique. But, like, the writing is really, really good. It's a very easy read. Tynion, I don't know what it is with Tynion's writing, but, like, man, the dude, like, gets me thrilled for the next issue. Like, I think this book, like, he's just killing it. And also this book, I would definitely suggest, as I said, as this should be said, this is my number one recommendation of the week, is Department of Truth issue 7. This book is phenomenal. I think you need to, like, if you can find these issues, the floppies, definitely do it, because these books are just going to be continuing going up, because there is going to be a TV show, and I think this is like this is a perfect show, like a perfect book for a show, if that makes any sense. Like, it's such like, and it's not like Berserker where it feels like it's a backdoor pilot, even though I really enjoyed Berserker, I thought it's fun. This definitely feels like it's very X-Files feeling, and like Koshak the Night Stalker a little bit, which is really, really cool if they're delving in. And I think the next issue is they're going to be delving into, with Cole and everything, they're going to be going back to the present, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I cannot recommend this book enough to anybody who is not reading it. The actual, for those of you who are actually interested in reading Department of Truth, but if you can't find the floppies, guess what? The the trade paperback is out. I think it's 1 through 6, I believe, or 1 through how many ever. And it's a pretty cheap, affordable trade. I think it's like $20 or something. It's really, really affordable for a trade. So yeah, Department of Truth, number 7. That is my number 1 recommendation for the week. As I said, I decided to show off a little stuff that I got from, Gotham City Limits, because I didn't really have too much of a pull. I did get a few cool things here and there from the auction. I'll mainly show them real quick, which is cool. I got some red Sonias, which look phenomenal. This one probably be my favorite, where it's a red Alex Ross variant that kind of goes into a sketch form. Looks really beautiful. All these are 1 for 25 variants. Then giant size red Sonia. Also got this really, really cool Deadpool, which is Deadpool, the Merc with the mouth. Deadpool mainly enters the zombie dimension, and also this is actually a really cool 1 million years BC homage cover, which I really love. It just looks beautiful. But yeah, and let me show. Oh, and I gotta show this last one because I think it's just freaking great, and it is IDW's. Oh crap! Here's the last one. Come on. Oh, I know you're here. Oh, yep, right there. And it is the complete run of Black Dynamite from IDW. I love Black Dynamite. I love the movie. The show is awesome too. It's fun. Oh my god, that's cool. I never noticed that. There's actually a cool little detail. I may get a close-up when I eventually. It's approved by the Comic Soul Authority, which... That's funny. That's funny. I love all the comics. Let me show you. This one is an incentive, of course, a subscription variation, which is really, really cool. But these ones I really love because they look like pulp magazines, and it looks so freaking awesome. The art is well done and really cool. This one's, like, both these are really, really cool too, because it's like they are a tribute to kind of like older 60s and 70s Marvel covers, which look really, really cool. So yeah, that was, I would say, Mythical Mountain Monday. So quick recap, of course. So my 3 recommendations for you guys this week are Batman Catwoman, number 4 from Tom Kane, X-Men, number 19 from Jonathan Hickman. Here, let me get it. And, of course, Department of Truth, number 7 by James Tynion the 4th, I believe. Yeah, it's the 4th, sorry. But yeah, those are my 3 recommendations. And that is Mythical Mountain Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, hit like and subscribe, and hit the little bell notification so you get notified when Mythical Mountain Mondays, What's in the Box Wednesday, and Figure Review Fridays come out. I hope you guys loved the little flashback review. I love that Godzilla figure so much. It's a main fixture of my collection for 6 years at this point, which I love that figure to death. Also check us out on Instagram. I will post close-ups of all the comics that I pretty much got from Mythical Mountain Monday. Well, what I got from the auction, of course. I think I'll start doing that to show them a lot more. I need to do that more. I'm a bit slacking. Also, check Top Guy out on Instagram too. He has a lot of cool stuff. And also check us out on our respective Mercari shops. We got really cool stuff to shop there. And with that being said, I hope you guys had a wonderful Easter. I hope your week goes really, really great. If you have spring break going on right now, be safe. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.